Good morning, YouTube. This is man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we have a show coming up this weekend. As you know, this show is in Spain, Alicante, Spain. Been around for a bit, but this year is something different. This year, women's bodybuilding is added to the list for this show. Didn't have it before with women's physique and the other divisions, but this is really exciting that a show is given opportunity for women's bodybuilding. But as you know, the promoter that runs the show ran the Europa Championships. And you know, if you saw the list, Europa Championships not being done anymore. I think they dropped the show. The last person that won at there for women's bodybuilding was Chelsea Dion. So we have here the Empro Classic in Alicante, Spain. And I said, this is exciting to see women's bodybuilding because, you know, it's a good thing that they moved it over because, you know, I feel like women's bodybuilding needs a place, especially overseas. This could be the first show for the season for women's bodybuilding outside the United States. Now, we have just a good list here. Some ladies I recognize, and some ladies are, I think, making their pro debut this year. Most notably, first off, we have is Nadia Capasoto. As you know, Nadia has been competing for a good while. Back in 2021, she did things. I think she made history being a woman making Olympic qualification back to back. She won her first one at the Puerto Rico Pro in the Bahamas. Then turned around and she won the the Romanian Muscle Fest, and also she won another show after that. So she won 3 shows, and 2 of them Olympic qualification shows. As you know, she took a step back after 2022 because of some medical issues. Because, you know, there was some things she couldn't, you know, just something came up, she just couldn't compete. So she took a step back and hadn't competed since 2022, which she did the Rising Phoenix. You know, she just did the Toronto Super Show, which she got 3rd. I'm a fan of Nadia. She's an amazing physique, great competitor. I hope she does well at this show, and this might give her a chance to go to Olympia. Next up we have here is Victoria Kanish. If I got the name wrong, I apologize. She's a Russian competitor, but she lives in the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates. I think she lives in Dubai. And you know, she also works with Hella Trevino, Jay Fuchs, Irene Anderson, and Gina Cavallero in their 4-team coach program. This is one of their clients. Now, she's been a pro since about the good part of the 2020s. She made a debut in 2021 and in a couple shows here in the States, and then she last competed again at the Romanian Muscle Fest. You know, personally, Crystal Physique, so we might see how she qualifies at this show. Next up we have is Vanessa Santana. She's from Spain. I think originally she was women's physique, but then she later switched over to women's bodybuilding. Next up we have is Martina Lopez. As you know, Miss Lopez, she's been competing for quite some time. She turned pro last year at the Amateur Olympia in 2023. Then made her pro debut at the Triple O Dynasty, where she was a top 5 competitor at that show. I mean, she looked pretty good. I think one thing, if she's working on her conditioning, make the improvements, this might be the show that could give her Olympic qualification. You know, she has a major physique. I'm a fan of her physique. Next up, we have here one Miss Rebecca Rowe. Now, Rebecca is from Mexico, but she was originally going to compete in her first pro show, and that was the Van Isle show in Vancouver, Canada. But then some issues happened, and she couldn't make the show, so she had to skip it. But I know I was in contact with her. She said she's going to do this show, and I wish her best of luck. Next up, we have his Annabelle Safraling. You know, she's from Germany. Annabelle just turned pro no more than about almost a month ago. She competed in a pro qualifier in Poland, but because there was not enough competitors, she didn't get a pro card. But she did apply for it, and they gave it to her. So this will be her pro debut. I mean, we got a lot of ladies who just turned pro and now jumping in, you know, no more than maybe barely a month after turning pro into the first shows. And you see what happened with Tracy Guile. I mean, you know, that was just I told Tracy, you know, she had a great physique, and she did not, you know, put up the lie that it was Olympic qualification physique. Next thing we have Eliza Vita Starchenko. I want to make it say it right. Now, Eliza, she's been competing for a good bit. She's a Russian competitor. And I'm saying, like, again, the Russian competitors are really building up between Victoria and the 2 Anastasias, the 2 Natalias, and also women like Oksana Perari. Russian women are really getting into bodybuilding. I mean, it's growing. It's leaps and bounds. So we'll see how she does. Now, one person who I would say would love to compete at the show is Julia Ferre. I think this could be a show that could help her get a Olympic qualification. She does a lot more shows in the States, but I think she should try to concentrate shows overseas. As you know, she lives in Switzerland, It's a lot closer for her to, do shows like maybe the Imperial or the Roman Muscle Fest. As you know, Lena got a show coming up in September. So that might be possible. But like I said, she needs to find a show to get her Olympic qualification. And I think the best bet is not try to too much in the States. But I say, I hope we see her at least qualify sometime soon. Next is a lady who also I'm a fan of is Jacqueline J. Fuchs. Always been a fan of Jacqueline Fuchs. She has a beautiful physique, great body. Been a fan of hers for a long time. She took a step back for a good bit. She came back in 2022, and then she really was busy in 2023. She did the Employer Championship. She was invited to the Masters Olympia, and also she did the Muscle Fest was the last show she did for the season. Hopefully maybe she might try to do a show in states, maybe like Chicago or Tampa. I think she sometimes does a lot better over here in America than she does over in Europe. But like I said, she's another Swiss competitor along her fellow Swiss woman, Julia Forway. But like I said, I hope she does good enough to get her first Olympic qualification sometime soon. Now we have here the list for women's physique at the Imperial, and this is a deep list. This is like, as you know, there was a lot of talk how there were so few physique competitors for this year's Olympia. For this year's Olympic qualification shows, because of, not everybody was ready, but now we're getting so close into the season more. Summer, you really pick up more competitors, and this is like the first show for women's physique for the year. It's really stacked. Now, there's some ladies on here that I recognize. Some others are going to make their pro debut. Some who've been to the show before in the past. First up we have here is Anna Sarili. I want to get her name wrong. I want to apologize. She's a Italian competitor just like Nadia. She's been competing for a good bit. She turned pro about a couple of years back. And this is going to be, I think, her second year as a pro. Next up we have is Sandra Miranda. She's from Mexico. And she looks very impressive from this picture. I hope she does well. Next up we have is Sylvia Martinez. Sylvia actually was a figure competitor. And she turned pro at the Romanian Muscle Fest via figure. And then she made her pro debut as a physique competitor at the same show. Impressive physique. Good lines. She's from Spain, which, like I said, in her backyard, it's close to home. Hey, why not? So next lady here is Dana Molina, and she's from Costa Rica. This must be her pro debut. I don't know much about her. Like I said, a lot of competitors are just, making their debut with this show. Next up we have is Lenka Fonakova. Lenka from Czech Republic. She's been an Olympic competitor in the past. The last couple of years, she kind of hadn't been doing too well. She last competed at the Legion Sports Fest. I think she might have been top 10 in that show. There's some debate that she really, I don't know, maybe switch over divisions from what I've seen for her. She's really put on some size, and condition looks pretty good. She could be maybe a contender for women's bodybuilding in the future. I'm just saying my guess, but some people like to stay in physique because they feel like they're more comfortable in that division. Next up we have is Sandra Kostevic. She's from Switzerland, just like Julia and also Jay. She last competed like about 4 or 5 years ago. I remember she did an interview with the Female Bodybuilding Channel. She had some injuries that set her out for a while, and now she's making a return. So this is the last competed, I think, is the 2018, 2019, I believe 2018 Romanian Muscle Fest. That's been a long time ago. Next up we have Miranda Gonzalez. She's also from Spain. She competed at the at the Imperial last year. I think she was one of the top 3 competitors at that show. She looked pretty good. I think I saw some pictures from it. Here we have Sona Noponen from Finland, and she's been a multiple time competitor. Shows like right here, she was at the Portugal Pro. She also competed in the Imperial the year before. I think she was number 3 or number 2 at that show. Next up we have is Frida Palmale. She's from Sweden. And next up we have is Paula Ranton from Finland. And as you know, Paula has been a figure Olympic competitor. She competed the show a couple of times since she turned pro. 2023, she didn't make the Olympia, but now she's switching over from figure to physique. And she has some good aesthetics. Maybe I feel like she might need maybe a little more time. As you know, even though some of these figure girls look a lot like physique competitors, some of them still need better aesthetics, working conditioning. Remember with Coliamonte, after she debuted as a figure competitor, she showed a physique. And Cole's not competing this year because she's dealing with some medical issues, and also she's changing coaches. But like I said, Paul looks pretty good. We just got to see how she's gonna look now, stack up to these ladies who've been competing in figure physique a lot longer compared to her. But she might be with this deep of a number of competitors, she might be top 10 in this show. Next up, we have is Vanessa Stoffenfeld. I want to sorry if I pronounce her name. She competed for a good bit, and she last competed at the Europa Championship. That's been a while. Next up, we have Julia Shernand. I might want to. Sorry, I hate mispronouncing the names. Julia turned pro no more than about a month ago. Did her pro debut at New York Pro and took second to Sharonica Hinton. There's some say that she might have more aesthetics to women's bodybuilding, but you got to think about it. She took second Sharonica, who has a great physique. She earned a pro card, I believe, in figure, but she competes in physique now. And the way, like I said again, some of these figure girls looking, it's not that hard. So, just some can cross over easy. But like I said, this could be possibly her show that depending, like I said, the list is pretty good, some couple competitors, but this could possibly get her first Olympic qualification. And last we have here is from Hungary, Osola Truskowski. I'm sorry again. I hate messing up these names. I always try to practice to get them right before I do these videos. But I think this is going to be her debut as a pro. I think she turned pro about some time ago. I don't have much history about it. Like I said, I'm still learning about these ladies. But like I said, I wish her best of luck. Now, one lady who was on this list originally, before I made this video, was Sophie Leon. Sophie competed at the 2022 Olympia. She was one of 3 French competitors along with Barbara Majan and Moon that competed this show. So now she's out. So just saw some female about the channel that she had got an injury from riding her motorcycle. She's some injuries, a little as you call road rash. She's not competing the show. She says she's going to compete the show. She made an announcement, but now because of injury, she's out. This could be a year we're going to have look like one French competitor. That's Barbara Majan. I know Barbara says she's going to make her return after she skipped 2023, and Anne-Lorraine Moon's out because she had surgery on her knee. So we hope Sophie all the best with health recovery. Like I said, she can always try. Maybe if she's more in better condition, maybe can jump on the remaining Muscle Fest for next year's Olympic qualification, or maybe just wait and sit out the rest of the year and just come back next year. So we wish a healthy and safe recovery for Sophie Leo. Next up is Shatsky Romana. She actually won a show last year. This was her pro debut last year, and she won out the gate. She plays physique. She posts often on social media. She gives some advice. She posts a lot of videos and stuff. I'm surprised she's not competing this year. She might take a step back. I know one of her, a friend of hers, Sarah. I think Sarah. What's her face? I forget. From Britain also. She's not competing this year, so either she's gonna maybe try to jump on something like the Portugal, or maybe try to do the Remaining Muscle Fest, or try coming to the States and do a show. But like I said, we don't know what her plans are, so we're gonna wait and see. And next up is Alejandra Alvarez. Is it Alvarez? I forgot her last name. I know it because I remember my man David interviewed her at the Triple O Dynasty. She took second to Ann Gruber at that show. She's also from Spain. So this would be a show for her in her own backyard. I'm surprised. It was only like barely 2 months since the Triple O Dynasty, so that should be enough time for her to get in shape and conditioning. She looked pretty good at the Triple O. Taking second to Ann, but my guess she feel like she needs more time. And other than I think the Portugal Pro is the only show that's for Olympic qualification for this year, or she can come to the States and maybe Tampa or Chicago. There's good opportunity for her. Like I said, she had a great physique. Just like I said, it's about timing. So wish her best of luck, and maybe we might see her compete one more time before the year's out. Now, the show is going to be in Spain. And Spain is about, I think, 5-6 hours ahead of the United States. So, and also, I was thinking about looking at the live stream, but then somebody told me you have to have viewers to watch it. So I can't afford to watch it. I have American money. And I don't know if it's transferred some of that. I don't know. It's just a lot of... That's the thing about some of these shows overseas. For us Americans, we're going to miss out because they're going to be on early for us. I'll be probably in my bed sleeping before they start the prejudging. and then by the time they have the when you finally do the finals, it'll probably be by the afternoon or the early morning or late afternoon by the time we see that. So should be enough time so we find out the results. It won't take too long. I know the guys at Female Boxing Channel, AJ and JB, are going to be there. So probably catch up and see what they're going to post, because AJ often goes over, JB often goes and interview, talk to the ladies. But like I said, this is a decent show, and I'm glad that they gave an opportunity for women's bodybuilding. Even though the Imperial is gone, they moved women's bodybuilding to this show. I'm glad for that. I really appreciate when some of these promoters overseas, show respect to women's bodybuilding. Like in Portugal Pro, they still have women's bodybuilding. After last year, we had 2 competitors. They still have on the list. I mean, that's really showing a respect to this division. I wish more promoters do it. Give the opportunity for women's bodybuilding. And I can't think about Lena Popa, what she's doing. She's having, both her new show, the Empro Classic, and also the Muscle Fest. So that's more opportunities for those women overseas. And also, I think more American competitors should jump on. I know Chelsea Dion won her second Olympic qualification at the Euro Championship, and Amanda Ash went to the Muscle Fest a couple of times. And, I know it's the cost of travel and all of that, but maybe sometimes when you feel like you have that chance and you're so close to it, maybe just get out of your own, zone and get someplace else. But like I said, if you are a competitor who's overseas who follow my channel, let me know. You can send me some pics or something like that on my IG. And, we'll try to catch results by the afternoon or by the morning, depending on whichever time it's get done. So anyway, it's me, George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.